I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad, I've punched him a few more times.
5 blokes outside my front door, you come and help
One
me.
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're in Sheffield here, ahead of Dalton Smith versus Samo Mason for the British title, live on the Zone this weekend, Saturday. On the bill, I've got young Campbell Hatton.
You taking the piss out of me?
No, young Campbell Hatton. You're not really young Campbell Hatton, are you? You've got a 4-year-old, fucking hell.
Oh yeah, and I'll be 22 soon.
Is things getting easier pressure-wise for you now, or is it still the same?
No, I feel like they're getting easier now. I think as my career's going on and people are seeing more of me, they're sort of judging me based on my last performances, and instead of comparing me to my dad as much. So I think bit by bit it's starting to ease off a bit with the pressure, and I think I'm learning how to deal with it a lot better now as well. So yeah, just relaxing a lot more and enjoying things.
I think it's very difficult for anyone outside of you and even your dad, outside of you, really to kind of comprehend exactly what that pressure's like having a dad like Ricky and kind of being thrown in on all these kind of big shows at the early part of your career. I think it's very difficult for anyone to kind of grasp that. Only a few people in boxing can actually grasp that.
Yeah, I think there's only like myself, Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank, like those like types of names who've been through that, and if you look at them, they've done it, so it gives me a lot of confidence that eventually I'll be able to sort of break away from being Ricky Hattons' son, because you look at Conor now, how he's a top fighter in his own right, and the same with Chris. So I think you've just got to keep working hard, and I think as my career goes on, and like I said, people keep seeing more of me, they'll start judging me against myself, not against my dad's career.
Is it weird being around your dad, like when he's not 20 stone?
Do you know what it is, yeah? Because I can't really remember much from his actual career, but he's wasting away.
It's really weird. Sorry, Rick, if you're watching this, you're not 20 stone. We know you're about 19. No, but it's weird when kind of, obviously Ricky was in kind of camp for this exhibition that was meant to have happened a couple of months ago or whenever, and it was just, it's weird seeing you and him like even stood next to each other, because we can really see where the similarities are. But yeah, that must have been weird, because you've not really been in an active phase of your like pro career where Ricky was fighting. So yeah, that must have been strange.
Yeah, and I can't hear it enough that we look like brothers and all that. So nice one to whoever came out and said that. I think it was like Daily Mail or something. But
that does him the favour, not you.
Yeah, massively.
I know you've spoken about it before, but yeah, I mean the sparring with, I don't know what kind of exact weight he's at, but kind of how he is at the moment. I mean, how was that for you?
Do you know what? It was good. It was quite a weird experience, really. Like, obviously, not just for me and my dad, but my granddad came down and watched, and obviously Matt's in my corner, so it was weird to see. And like, it's not every day you get the opportunity to give your dad a crack, so we grasped that with both hands. We flew at each other, and you could have done it in a phone box. But like, joking aside, it was great learning for me as well. He's been at that top level, and obviously you never lose that sharpness and the boxing brain, and I was surprised just how fit he was, to be honest, because obviously, like I said, like, the sharpness don't go, but he was far from an athlete not long ago, so I was surprised when he was, like, because it was a good pace that we set, and he had a good 6 rounds in him, so it was good for me to pick up a few little tricks and learn off him as well.
Is it kind of, are you holding back because he's your dad, and is he holding back because you're his son, or is that not the case? You just going for it?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. I was trying to get my own back from when he dropped me as a kid, and I think he was trying to do it again. So yeah, we did. We give it each other, and it was it was good.
Was there any notable moments in there? Because I've not seen any footage. There's no footage that's gone out of that, is there? Or is there?
Not as far as I know anyway, but like we both had our moments. There was bits where I'd be on top, then he'd come and give it me, and he would be. So it was good from both. It was it was competitive.
I'd like to have been a fly on the wall of the gym that day. But just moving forward for you, obviously on another card here in Sheffield, and it feels like it's almost like you're just allowed to like be you and do your boxing, and kind of the hysteria around all what you were going through like a year and a half ago is quieting down, so you can just crack on with his boxing basically.
Yeah, it is. I think obviously with the Tottenham fight, it was just a learning curve for us all as a team, where we have gone away. We've had a few smaller shows, and we've sort of got a mixture of the two now, because we went away to Bilbao and it was a smaller show, and I sort of showed myself what I could do when the pressure's off myself. But then when we came back and had a show at the O2 on a bigger card, the old stuff didn't creep back in. So I think it was just a bit more of an eye-opener for me, and like we say, you can do me learning here. On the smaller shows, there's no pressure. I can just get on with the fight week and just concentrate on what I've got to do. And like we're seeing a different side to it, where I just want to keep building on that now and keep improving, and confident I will do.
Well, not long. What's the day today? Thursday, so just a couple of days, and then hopefully you're kind of just experience-wise, round-wise, just in every department, like boxes are ticked, and you'll be happy with that come Saturday night.
Yeah, like we've had a bit of, probably weren't even a month, or probably a week or so, and just been ticking over for a bit, where I've had that little rest between this fight and my last one, which I think we needed. We was feeling it a little bit, obviously having a lot of fights in my first year, like 7 in just over 12 months. So I've come back this time full of energy, having a little breather, and it just must have done me the world of good, because we come back and we must have slipped a couple of gears this camp, where I've improved from each fight gradually, but this time I think we're going to see a big difference and a big improvement, because I've just been flying in the gym, so Saturday can't come quick enough.
Now, your dad isn't probably going to be here unless he's going to take a late flight back from wherever he is. So, is this the first time your dad hasn't been at one of your fights, or has he not been at one of the previous ones?
I'm not too sure as a pro. I think he's definitely been to most of them anyway, but got to peel him out of a bleeding sunbed, haven't we, or out of a bar in Tenerife. But no, he's just having a chill, and then he'll get back on it ready for November when he has his exhibition.
So we're obviously waiting for like exact confirmation of that, but the exhibition with Barrera will take place kind of the back end of the year. But what's your thoughts on that? Do you want to see him back in the ring in that whatever capacity it is? Are you a fan of that or not?
I'm a fan of it in the right way. Like, I don't think even himself he'd admit a comeback as a proper comeback, that it wouldn't be the right thing to do. But I think both of them two, like, they know each other and like they get on. So it's not going to be like they won't hold anything back, because they're both competitive and boxed at the top level. So you'll never just ease off. But obviously they've got the respect for each other, and having seen how well he's looking and how fit he's getting himself, I think it's great for him, and it's obviously an exhibition. So yeah, I'm all for that, obviously, because it's been done in the right way.
I remember speaking to Nigel Benn before Nigel was meant to come back, but it wasn't really an exhibition. He was meant to come back kind of thing a couple of years ago, and they were like, him and his other boy Harley were like, no, we don't want to see that, to be honest with you. Like, we'll support it, as in if that's what he wants to do. The fight didn't happen with Saki Obika with Nigel Benn, but they weren't kind of embracing that at all. But I suppose for you, you're saying that in that exhibition style format that the fight's going to take place, you can kind of get your head round it, as opposed to him full blown coming out and saying, right, no, I'm coming back to compete with like athletes of today's generation.
Yeah, definitely. I think, especially with it, like there's a lot going towards mental health as well. So the reasons for doing it are different, and it's being seen as entertainment. Obviously, my dad knows his best days as a fighter are behind him. Obviously, he had his comeback fight, and like in his own mind, he's accepted that now. I think he's in a good place where he is enjoying his retirement, and his reasons for doing it are for a good reason. Doing it for like a lot of it's going towards charity, and it's getting him fit and healthy, and they're just entertaining people who want to go and watch it. So, like I say, doing it in the right way is can't be a bad thing for him.
And just finally, I know you've spoken about kind of conversations that you've had with Conor Benn, and just wanted you to talk about kind of the advice that he'd given you, because he's someone that's been pro now for a few years, and he's coming into these kind of peak fights now, this potential fight with Eubank, etc. But he's one of the very few people in this country that kind of know the situation you're with a dad as high profile of who they are. So what did he actually say to you in them conversations?
Yeah, the main things were ignoring like the critics who, like, because obviously you get people who always want to put you down and tell you don't deserve to be there, but he's shown that he's proving them wrong now, and that's what he said to me, was just keep working hard in the gym and just concentrate on yourself, because people are going to say things no matter what, and just got to put that out your mind and just get on with things, and then you reap the rewards after.
It must be a surreal situation, because like I said to you, for you, if there was someone in and around your weight category that was a rival of your dad's and the people were talking about that, that'd be one thing. But these guys, as in Conor and Chris, they're in that situation, and that fight could very likely happen this year. It's a weird thing, isn't it, to see the sons of like Nigel and Chris Senior fighting in our lifetime. Yeah,
it is. It's crazy, but people will be desperate to watch it. I know I'd be well interested in seeing how it plays out, because I think with one going up in weight and one coming down in weight, and one, like, you've got some advantages of coming up, some disadvantages of coming up, and like the same vice versa. It makes it interesting to see how it plays out, and obviously you've got the backstory of the rivalry between Chris and Nigel, so it'll be great to watch, and the build-up would be great as well. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it, because you've got to judge it by the merits of it, because it is a competitive fight. If it was an absolute mismatch, and some people might think it is, like with the weight differences, but I think if it is causing people to question how it will go, there's no reason why it can't be happening, because it's clearly not as black and white as it's going to go this way. So I'm all for that.
I think you make a good point there. I think as much as everyone's got their opinion regarding the weight of it, can you honestly, hand on heart, because if we're going from the comments of people, then Eubank's the bigger man, and Conor's having to come up to whatever catch weight, so Eubank will school Conor, or Conor basically has no chance if we're going to look at that from a weight perspective. But I think, hand on heart, I don't think anyone can really call the fight like, right now I'm convinced this person wins, or they'll have their reasons, but I believe it's up for debate, the fight.
Yeah, definitely, because Conor's going to give size away, but Chris is going to it's going to be a big struggle for him to get down as well. So I think that sort of levels the playing field a little bit, whereas Chris has got a massive advantage in one area, but then you look on the other hand, Conor's going to go into the fight full of energy. He's not had to make weight. Chris will probably be a bit drained at the weight, and you can flip it on its head both ways. So I think that's what makes it interesting, because these sort of fights don't happen often. Like, forgetting the rivalry between Chris and Nigel, it's two big names, and like you don't know how it's going to go. So I think like the dads' careers and their rivalry is just a bonus with it.
Who wins in your opinion?
I think Conor. I think it'd take a lot out of Chris getting down to the weight, and I think Conor's got the power to hurt anyone. Obviously, he is giving the size away, and Chris is the bigger man, and he might not stop him, but I think he's definitely got the power to cause anyone problems. And I think by being a smaller target, and he has that low head movement, I think it'd probably be hard for Chris to land on him.
Well, we shall wait and see. We don't even know if the fight's going to happen yet. All right, Campbell, thanks for your time. Has Mayweather got a boy around 22?
I'll be having a look if there is. Cash and dash.
I'm pretty certain he hasn't. Not around your age anyway. But yeah, appreciate your time. Look forward to seeing you back in the ring on Saturday, and we'll have a chat afterwards. But yeah, do your thing, and yeah, like I said, we'll talk afterwards.
Yeah, nice one, mate.
My dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more times.
5 blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.
Welcome, Team Everlast, to the Team Everlast Fitness app. Download the Everlast Fitness app and find your greatness within.